Trump is banning immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's terrible.
Why?
I just think that there's a lot of bad things going on in Somalia, and we should be taking people in war-torn countries in.
We should be taking them in. We're trying to get people today to sign up to take in a Somali migrant. Would you be able to do that?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could or not. I don't live in New York.
Well, that's okay. Where do you live?
Massachusetts.
We could send them to Massachusetts if that's all right. Could we get your name, email address, and then how many you'd be able to take in?
I couldn't do that without talking to my husband first.
Yeah.
I might be open to it.
Yeah.
You might be open to it?
But I would want to have more information first.
Okay. Could we just get your information just in case you...
Only because I don't know who you are.
What?
Oh, I'm Matt Miller.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I do it through an organization.
Okay. President Trump says he's stopping immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
We need immigration as a country. It's insane, the arbitrary stops that he's putting in on all these countries.
You think America should accept in third world immigrants? He shouldn't stop
We
it?
always have. We should.
Let me ask you, we're trying to find people to take in a migrant from Somalia. Would you be able to give us just your email and how many you would like to take?
I wouldn't be available to do that at this time.
You wouldn't be available?
No. I live in Michigan. I can't do that right now.
Okay. I mean, we could send them to Michigan if that's all right. We're just trying to get... You don't want to do it?
Not at this time.
It's so crazy. Like, this is the meme that you see with leftists and the elite. It's okay for everyone else to experience the consequences of their bad decisions or policies. But when you try to bring it home to them, they're like, oh, no. It's an inconvenience. Okay. No, I can't do that. Okay. So it's just crazy. All right. So we're going to be having a shorter live stream tonight. I have some news that I want to share. And it's something that basically has impacted my family. And I'm going to have to shorten tonight's live stream. I'm going to spend some time trying to kind of talk it over with you guys. I hope we're able to do justice to this conversation because it affects what the channel is going to look like over the next few weeks. I don't know how long, but it's going to affect that. So let's just cover several stories. So Gardening sent me this evening, and I just want to start off with this story. An anti-Trump group can keep flying the 8647 flag. We all know that code 8647 means kill Trump, assassinate Trump. That's what everyone in law enforcement knows what it means. And then this judge says it's okay to fly a flag that openly calls for the assassination of a sitting president.
Federal judge has ruled that a group of protesters can fly an 8647 flag on the National Mall to protest the Trump administration. The order says there's no evidence to suggest the protest amounts to a threat against the president.
Hey,
Instead,
Intergalactic
it's a
Wrangler.
slogan calling for Donald Trump's removal from office. This is quite shocking, and it's a very shocking contrast to that absurd indictment against James Comey over an Instagram post of seashells on the beach arranged to spell out 8647. Federal judge has ruled.
So this is the thing that we keep talking about. The hypocrisy of the left. She knows what that means. Everyone on social media knows what that means. The people flying the flags know what it means. When you ask them, what does it mean? Everyone knows that it means kill Trump. And then they're celebrating that. All right. All right. So guys, let me know what you think in the chat. Okay. Stick around. We're going to cover one more story and then we'll talk about the thing that I came wanting to go through more stories, but I got some news tonight and I just need to talk with you guys about it. My wife was surprised that I would even think of doing a live stream, but I think we've built some momentum, and it would have been a letdown if I didn't at least take the time to let you guys know what's going on. Okay, so so let's go on to the next story. So this story has been percolating for a while. Several weeks ago, it came up. It's about Henry Novak. Now, Nowak, not Novak. So here's the body cam footage. So here's the backstory. This is a young white British boy. His family are Polish immigrants. Okay, so he's also an immigrant, and I think he may be first or second generation, hence the Novak name. And he got into an argument or altercation with a Sikh Indian, of course, of immigrant descent. And the Sikh stabbed him with a ceremonial dagger. Now, I want you guys to watch this because he eventually dies. And the body cam that showed the incident, of course, when the police showed up, because the police claimed that they did everything to save his life. And sadly, the body cam tells a different story. So let's watch this and you guys let me know what you think. So the police has just arrived.
My dad's holding it now. Right. He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep it set up. Fences and stuff like that. And he's up here.
Away, mate.
He's obviously fallen from there and he slipped from there.
There's
other shooters left over there, mate.
What's your name, mate? Huh? Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, me. He's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off. Started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, little bruise.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down. Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
So already he's informed the officers that he's been stabbed and that he can't breathe. He says this 9 times, according to the record.
I was in bed asleep. Whenever just find me up there, look, someone's attacked me. I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm. What's happened to you, alright? You've been stabbed? Whereabouts?
So anyway, so let's play this.
Yeah, mate.
Let's play this through because this is just upsetting to watch.
Hand?
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
Yeah. This is like the times this has happened to us. We've been walking, we parked
Can we get around one of you, please?
90 foot.
Nothing happened.
He's saying he's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think you've
him.
been stabbed? In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
Right.
In the face?
Just get these to back off, get their details and that, and I'll keep hold of him.
Should we
Right, keep you on your side, mate. You better retrieve then. Saying to him, keeping him on his side. We were set up when we had him here, but he didn't like it. What's your name, mate?
So this is the point where he passes on.
At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault, so you do not have to say anything, may harm and defence. If you do not mention when questioned,
The guy
so
got
you later line of court.
stabbed.
Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright?
They're
sick, I
reading rights to a corpse right now.
What's his name?
So I just want you to call it.
Yeah, we've got this male. He's
just-
been beat up. Are we able to get an ambulance, please? His pupils aren't even reacting.
So at this point, he's dead. His family, I think I have the interview by his family somewhere on my feed. I really wanted to do a deep dive into this So here's what his family shared about the incident. So please, guys, stick around so we can have that conversation. But I want to go through this because it's important that we kind of look at this because it's connected to what's been going on in the world for years now. You know, the entire thing with DEI and everything that we continue to run into with the hypocrisy of the mainstream media. Because, okay, well, let's listen to his family.
Henry was walking home from a night out with his university football teammates when he encountered Vikram Digwa, a man openly carrying a large knife on the streets of Britain. That knife was used to take Henry's life. He should have been safe walking home. Instead, he became another young life lost to the brutal reality of knife crime in this country. Henry had been stabbed multiple times, and as his chest filled with blood, he tried to escape. He was chased, abused, and filmed by Vikram Digwa and others. When police arrived, Henry was lying on the floor, barely able to sit up and plainly in severe medical distress. With his final words, he told officers that he could not breathe. He told them he had been stabbed. In fact, Henry told officers that he could not breathe 9 times. He told them he had been stabbed 4 times. The response from one officer was, "I don't think you have, mate." The police have said they were misled by the murderer and that the scene when they arrived was complex. Unfortunately, it seems to us the truth is much simpler. The police were told by our son himself and by a member of the public who called 999 that they heard someone shout that they had been stabbed. But the police did not believe them. Henry was pulled across the gravel, his hands forced behind his back, and he was placed in handcuffs. Instead of being treated as a dying victim, police formally arrested Henry for assault and read him his rights. That was the last thing he heard. Henry did not die with dignity.
Yeah.
He did not die with the care he deserved. He lost consciousness before anyone believed him. Let me be absolutely clear. We hold Vikram Digwa solely and 100% responsible for the brutal murder of our son. But Henry should not have died on the streets of Southampton in police custody. The way he was treated was inhumane and degrading. His murderer, however, was afforded decency. He was believed. He was not handcuffed when arrested. He was not handcuffed when transported to the police station. As far as we understand, he was never handcuffed at all. And, as Vikram Digwa himself told the court, whilst under arrest for Henry's murder, police even took him to the kitchen so he could choose his food. The contrast is unbearable.
So, look, guys, I don't know what to say, okay? Are we going to see the crazy reaction from the left like they did when a criminal was, he died while being taken into custody by the police, and from reports he essentially OD'd on his supply of fentanyl. And then there was outrage. There were riots. People burned down cities. Politicians offered to bail out the essentially the criminals who were destroying property and taking lives. Politicians were kneeling. Celebrities were taking responsibility. But when a young white man whose only crime may have been maybe got into a disagreement with someone on his way back home from a football game, and then he gets stabbed. The police shows up. The person who's lying on the ground, incapacitated, telling you that he's been stabbed and that he can't breathe. Like, we watched the video. You could hear the dismissive tone in the voice of the police officers. And then he just dies. And guess what? Is there outrage from the mainstream media? There's none. Is there outrage? Where are the politicians kneeling? Where are the people who are outraged? There was some protesting going on in England today. All right. So this was outside the police station. Okay. And you would have people from the left saying, so what's the difference between the ICE protests and what these guys are doing? The ICE protests have no legs to stand on. They have no legs to stand on. People are being deported because they broke immigration law. Plain and simple. They need to go. In this case, someone stabs a white man, and then the white man who is incapacitated on the ground is handcuffed. The person who did the stabbing is given all the benefits of the doubt. Usually, you at least handcuff both of them. At the very least, handcuff both of them. Now, what I wanted to do earlier was to kind of do a deep dive into the story and maybe just talk about, the verdict on the assailant and everything. But there's not much time to do that today. Okay, so Gardening says, I'm watching my friend's kids tonight. It's hard not to cry. This is so sad. I hope they get some justice and his death will not be in vain. I don't know what they said that there was some judgment in the case. I'm trying to see now. While I was about to start preparing for this, I got some bad news, which was quite distracting. So I'm not as prepared as I usually am for these things. So essentially, the young man has been tried. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to do one up. What was the verdict on Vikram? I think I'll just ask that so we can. Let's see. So Vikram Digwa falsely claimed a racist attack, saying, basically claimed that the guy was attacking him and was attacking him because the guy was a racist. The police initially treated Nowak as the aggressor per the hoax, so it was a lie, delaying aid until he died, while Digwa and his mother were later convicted. So, what was the verdict? I need to know what the verdict was. So, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna share it with you guys because I didn't read the whole thing. The jury found Vikram guilty of murdering 18-year-old Henry Nowak by stabbing him 5 times, including a fatal wound to the heart. Oh my God! Wow! And this happened on December 3rd, 2025, in Southampton. He also pleaded or was convicted of carrying a bladed article in public. On June 1st and 2nd, 2026, he was jailed for life imprisonment with a minimum term of 21 years before parole eligibility. Digwa claimed self-defense and alleged a racist attack by Nowak, which the judge and jury rejected as a wicked lie. He used a 21-centimeter ceremonial kirpan or dagger that he said he carried for religious reasons as a baptized Sikh. The judge noted aggravating factors like his weapons obsession, the false claims that delayed aid to the victim, and the impact on his community. His mother, Kiran Kaur, was convicted of assisting in an offender for helping hide the weapon and is due to be sentenced later. The case has drawn significant attention. So I'm going to copy this now. I'm just going to quickly do that because I need to switch over to talk with you guys about the news I got. Right. So I'm just going to, oops. I think I'm just going to do it here. Now, please don't click away from the video. Okay. Don't click away from the video when you get the link. All right. So maybe tomorrow, if it's still relevant, we might do a deep dive into this story and, of course, all the other things that I could have. All right. So while I was, let's pivot over to what I want to talk about. Okay. So this is personal. And I want to share this because most of you have been essentially following the live streams every day, every other day, and every day except for Saturday nights. And I think I could have just posted something to say the live stream isn't happening tonight for some reasons. Maybe see you when I see you. So I mentioned I've been dropping some hints about the situation with my family. Like, we're immigrants. We live in Canada, not the United States. So, but what I know is American politics. Okay, I'm not much. I'm not much schooled in Canadian politics. I know it mirrors the British parliamentary system. I understand it slightly. But what I do is, or what I know and what I talk about mostly is American politics. So that's why I talk about politics in the United States, though I live in Canada. And I also know that whatever happens in the United States affects those of us who live here in Canada as well, and the rest of the world. Now, being an immigrant, you need papers to work. And my work permit expired in last year. And I've been in a process of trying to reapply to be granted another work permit so I can work. So for the last 10 months, I've been working through the process, trying to sort this out, not having a job, and essentially having to depend on YouTube until then, because I can't legally work unless I have a work permit. So that's why I've basically put all my effort into YouTubing. And we applied for a permanent residency application, and I also doubled the application to try and see if I could get my work permit first, because you have a mortgage to pay, you have kids, you have, a wife who is doing her very best, with her job, but you can't just sit on your hands and wait for just the permanent residency application to come through. So I've been pushing hard to try and get the YouTube channel off the ground. And while doing that, trying to make sure that I can get eligibility to work with the work permit and get a job, even if it means going to work at Walmart. I have spent over 15 years as a software developer and designer. When we moved here, I did some legwork as a marketer, then worked at an addiction recovery house, and eventually got a job as an analyst at a trucking company. So things were good until I lost my job, and then, things just began to stall. So that's just the background, a quick background. Now, my application for a renewal was rejected twice last year. The first rejection came in. We sent in not a reapplication, but essentially it was more like requesting reconsideration, because it just didn't make sense. We have a permanent residency application in the works. We've been there are a lot of things that we we own a home and everything. So there are some considerations that should come in. We talked to immigration lawyers and we talked to a bunch of other people. And we essentially, we went through the motions. And then the second application was rejected. And then we decided to start a whole new application, which I turned in late last year. Now, we've been waiting since late last year for a response to that application. I had hinted that there was some movement. I said, you guys pray for us. There was some movement, and the movement was coming in a different direction, not from the work permit, from a different direction, which is still going on. And we're hopeful that would, pan out. But tonight, while I was preparing for the live stream, I saw that an email had come in on Sunday from the immigration services here, and they usually don't come in on Sundays. I was wondering how I missed it, but it turns out I missed it because it came in on a Sunday, and I wasn't expecting them to send an email on a Sunday. So I opened the email, and it turns out that my application, my my fresh application was rejected, and I was instructed to leave the country. So I have to leave the country immediately. That's what the letter said. And it said immediately on Sunday, and I'm just opening that letter today. So immediately was Sunday. I went downstairs and I broke the news to my wife, and she didn't take it well. But we're going to get through this somehow. And then we had to tell the kids because we didn't want them to find out at the last minute, just before I hop on the plane. So we talked to the kids, and of course, the kids, my oldest, he's a man. He's literally he's a man, so he handled it better. The youngest doesn't know what's going on. He was playing with my wife's phone. And then my daughter was the one that lost it. So we're going to have to start working out. Sometime in the next few days, I'll be leaving the country. Now, I'll be leaving we do have some movement with the other application. So it's not like it's entirely hopeless. It's not entirely hopeless. It's just a sad development because I love my family. I love my wife. I love my kids. This will mean I'm going to be away from them for I don't know how long. I'm going to be going back to Nigeria. I'm going to be so I'm going to be figuring out living conditions there. I'm going to be figuring out internet conditions there. I'm still going to be I have to keep creating content. It is just what I can do. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to take my setup with me. So the only thing that I'll be able to do is take my very old laptop that I don't know how well it's going to work. So if I ever do a live stream, I might be faceless. If you do see a face, it's going to be from my webcam, and it might not be amazing. So I might just do a faceless live stream where we just react to the news. If the internet conditions aren't great, it'll be really hard to do a live stream, but we'll figure it out. And then maybe do some standalone videos just to keep serving you guys. So it's a really sad, like right now, it's almost like I saw the email, I was numb, like everyone is sad, my daughter is crying, and I'm like, somehow this is going to work out. But I think the closer it gets to me hopping on that plane and leaving, maybe the more real it gets. So yeah, so that was some bad news. It's fresh, like it's still very fresh. I feel like I should share this with you guys. Okay, I feel like I should share this with you guys because when I cover the stories I cover on the channel, especially what we just saw with immigration and everything else and the riots and everything, and I talk about what I think immigrants should do, especially when it comes to legal immigration. It's things like this that essentially test you to prove if you really believe what you're saying. Okay. I've been unable to work for 10 months. It's easy to figure out a way to get paid under the table. I didn't do that. Is that irresponsible? I don't think so. I think it is simply being a law-abiding resident of a country to which you're a guest in. We've been hopeful. We've been very prayerful and believing that this would work out. And we are at this point just going to have to obey the law. We're going to make some phone calls tomorrow, talk to a lawyer, but usually when they give you the notice that you have to leave the country or you will be removed, okay, it's really straightforward from that point on. And I don't want to stay in the country and affect the other thing that's being processed. I don't want anything that I do to hinder the progress the other one is having, essentially. Yeah, so it's quite sad. Let's see. I'm going to read this. I'm sorry I forgot to read the other responses to the video. I just wanted to jump in here because I didn't want to my plan wasn't to drag the live stream out for very long. I want to just keep it short, talk to you guys, hear from you guys, and then I should be back tomorrow. I should be back tomorrow. I don't yet know when the flight is going to be. I'll be honest with you. At the risk of being too honest, at this point, we can't even afford a flight ticket. So we're going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to figure that out too. So it's like things are just developing. And yeah, my excuse to the Canadian government isn't going to be, I can't afford a flight ticket. I have to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out, and I'll be leaving. And then from Nigeria, I'm going to be applying for another work permit while I'm in Nigeria, while we're essentially trusting God that the other thing eventually pans out, which would be a better deal as far as we're concerned. Yeah, so I mean, look, guys, I hope I'm not oversharing, okay? But I felt like just dropping off the map wouldn't be good. This if I did that, that would be the second time in about a year plus that I had dropped off the map because of a personal problem. Last year, it was when my mom died, and I stopped creating content for over a month, and it hit the channel, like it stalled the channel. Things just stopped. This time around, I don't want to make the same mistake. So I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing, keep creating content, keep having the live streams. Guys, even if I have to live stream on my phone and just talk to you guys, I hope it doesn't get to that. I hope it doesn't come to that. I'm going to just do that because I think it's just me keeping my word to you that every day at a certain time, I'm going to continue to be here for you, to look at the news, to look at the stories, and to talk about all of this insanity going on in our world today. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Gardening, for the super chat. $30. Thank you so much. Hope this look. It helps a whole lot. It helps a whole lot knowing that you want to help. I feel bad just giving it now that you are mentioning money. I just want to help. And so no. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We talk, we email. I know your heart. You don't have to apologize. It's fine. It's totally fine. And look, I appreciate the fact that you're doing this. Thank you so much, Gardening. Yeah, so I'm going to be communicating as much as I can. I will continue creating content. This is going to be very difficult because I left Nigeria 4 years ago. And going back right now, it isn't like the worst thing in the world. It's not like the end of the world. It's not. So it's not like that, but I have kids, I have my family, and it's hard to kind of not be here with them. But you know what? I'll be very honest with you. I would rather that they stay here and I'm the one over there. It gets rough over there sometimes. It gets rough. Power outages, mosquitoes, the uncertainties. It gets rough, but not like it's not like Afghanistan rough. Okay, it's not as bad as that. So I'm not going to try to sell you on, oh, I'm going to literal hell. No, it's not as bad as that. No, it's not. But my family is here, and I just want to, let you guys know, hey, this is what's going on, and I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I keep this going. Maybe I take you guys on a walk down one of the streets in Lagos. Maybe. Lagos is a nice place, okay? All the places that you tend to see with the reports of the attacks in the northern part of Nigeria where Islamists are burning down churches and murdering Christians, it doesn't happen in Lagos. It happens in a different part of the country. So when you see those videos, that's not Lagos. Lagos is more like it's a city. Okay, so it's not that bad. So I don't want you guys to kind of feel like, oh, he's going to literal hell. It's not like that, but it's going to be different. The videos you're going to be seeing coming from me there are going to be very different. The quality is going to be different. My gear is going to be here. I just got a computer, guys. Remember, last week, Monday, I just got this computer. So I don't have the means to lift everything and lift my sound suppression and everything to move over there. No, and I'm going to essentially be in temporary residence. So I'm not going to be literally building a studio when I get there. I'm just going to be doing the best I can. Okay. Okay, so in Intergalactic Wrangler, talking about my safety, says, I'm glad to hear. I would have been worried for your safety. Oh no, it's not. It's not that bad. What you do have to worry about in Lagos is crime. Like, if you live in a part of Lagos, you need to you see high walls because thieves can literally scale your walls and come rob you, or they can rob you in traffic and stuff. So I'll tell you what. I don't plan on doing much moving around in Lagos. I will not be running around town, late at night. I'm just going to be sitting down and figuring out how to get back to my family, and figuring out how to serve you guys, the best way to serve you guys. So hopefully we get closer. Hopefully we get closer um, while I'm working out of Lagos. So yeah, that was the update. Sad as it is, I've been rambling essentially, just because I didn't know how to essentially get it out. But it's sad. Sad that things didn't work out exactly the way I wanted them to. I didn't want to have to leave my kids and my wife here and go back to Africa. Um, we moved our family from Nigeria because we wanted our kids to be safe. And as long as they are safe, I'm totally fine. As long as my wife is safe, I'm totally okay. So yeah, so that was the quick update. So again, thank you, Gardening, for the super chat. So let me go back up to the chat, because I mean, what we do here is we read the chat. So we talk and we read the chat. So I want to see. Okay, so Gardening says, talking about the Henry Nowak story. Wow, I thought this just happened. Why have I not heard of this? Crazy. Just wow. Yeah, it's because mainstream media isn't carrying this story. And I'll be honest, I've known about this for several weeks, but I haven't talked about it because my focus has always been the United States. It's always been the United States. So whenever stories like this come out of the United Kingdom, I take note of it, and while I prepare for the show, I try to find a place where these stories connect. Okay, so I think it was 2 Sundays ago or so, when I was covering the protest in London. I think it was 2 Sundays ago. I was talking about the protest the previous day, and someone mentioned Henry Novak during that protest. I said I was going to, follow through on that story to figure out what was going on. So essentially, sentencing happened yesterday, and the protests were happened today in the UK. And I was already planning to cover that story. So it just, yeah, I mean, so I hope my fixation on American news isn't doing you guys a disservice. I hope it's not doing you guys a disservice. I try to bring in stories from other parts of the world when it is super relevant. There's the Iran situation. There's the situation in the UK. When the grooming gangs situation was going on last year, or for the last 2 years, I'm sad to say that I avoided it because I wasn't sure, about how it would connect with you guys. So I try to make sure that the stories I bring are stories that are relevant, and of course we've been focusing so much on tariffs, on the ICE riots, on the Democrats, and so on. So they've been very distracting in the sense that the focus comes into those spaces, but you tend to not have enough time to talk about these other things. And with the live stream, I want to earn your attention. I want to earn your attention. I want to be able to give you guys content that you always come back for, and not just tell you something that I'm interested in simply because I'm interested in it. Now, something good is happening with these live streams. The live streams have been having healthy views. In my opinion, they're healthier than most of my older live streams, and they've essentially stayed steady. And I think what we have going right now, when it comes to the formula that the show is essentially presented in, I think it is a formula that most of the audience likes. This is a break from the formula because I'm giving you a personal update. I could have just done the show, but I think it would be doing you guys a disservice not to let you guys know what's going on. Intergalactic Wrangler said, the heart. Oh my, he really didn't have much of a chance. But you see, yes, he didn't have much of a chance, but the problem reveals itself in the way the police approached the situation. The guy who did the stabbing wasn't cuffed. It was the guy lying on the ground saying he was stabbed and saying that he couldn't breathe. That was the guy they handcuffed and dragged across the gravel. So it's such a pathetic story, and people. The crazy thing is how no one is making a stink about this. Is it because if you talk about it, it's white privilege? It's like what people say about when a black little girl is missing and when a white, blonde, blue-eyed girl is missing. That thing has been percolating in the ethos for years. And I think that finally the racist DEI people have gotten their wish. Someone who was attacked, someone who was murdered, just treat... I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Intergalactic Wrangler. Thank you, Intergalactic Wrangler, for that. I see that. I see that. Gardening says, well, we live in this earth, so earthly news works for me. Okay. So I'm going to be, I'll try to kind of make sure the news is relevant. So much is going on in the world today. So much. And it is hard to, well, guys, do you know what? I'm going to trust you guys to let me know whenever the content I bring isn't relevant. But here's what I'm also asking you to do for me. Just like gardening does, just like, oh my goodness, I promised Tony. Is Tony in the chat? Is Tony in the chat? I don't see him. So I promised Tony that I was going to cover a story today, but since he isn't here, I would like to reserve that story for maybe tomorrow, see if he shows up tomorrow. I wanted to focus on this update. So maybe tomorrow we see if we can do that. Now, I'll let you guys know in the community post, like whenever I post in the community tab of the channels, on both channels, because right now I'm multi-streaming. I stopped streaming on the main channel because it was affecting the algorithm, if you will. It was affecting the algorithm. So sorry, I'm having some trouble with the... Okay, good. it was affecting the algorithm. So I stopped streaming to the main channel, but I'm going to be posting to both channels to kind of give you guys an update, tell you guys when I'm going to be flying, because it usually takes about 2 days. The travel is going to be 2 days. I'm not sure if I can do a live stream while I'm in transit. If I'm going to do that, it might be something on my phone or maybe connecting my laptop. I'm going to be traveling light, but I'll have my laptop and a few things. Maybe I'll grab my spare microphone so that the audio quality is good. But what you can do for me is what you've always been doing, and when you can, a little more. Watch the content, share the content, post your comments, and join the live streams. I mean, that's really all. So as long as you keep coming back and watching, I'm going to keep making content for you. And I will be giving you guys updates and whatever you want to know. If you make a special request, I can do something while I'm over there. And hopefully my stay in Nigeria will not be as long, or will not be too long. Okay, because here internet connection is great. Over there, I've been told that things have gotten really bad with the infrastructure. So I don't know what the live streaming will look like, but I will do my best. And I hope you guys would understand if there are any technical difficulties and so on. And of course, I have an old laptop to deal with as well. All right, guys. The chat is silent. I'm sorry that I had to break this news to you guys. I had to because from this point on, things are going to be moving really fast. I'm going to be talking to people. There's going to be flights to consider. There's looking or to raise money for tickets. I'm going to be talking to my people at the church, because I have responsibilities. I have responsibilities at church, so I've been scheduled out to do some things at the church. So now I have to let them know, hey, I'm not going to be in the country. So we're going to have to kind of, and then I have leadership positions that I occupy. And I'm going to have to just kind of put a few things in order. I don't want to say put my affairs in order. That sounds like I'm passing on. I'm not. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. So let me see. So let me just go full screen. Let me just go full screen. Yeah, I'll go full screen. I try to make the stories the star of the show. So whenever I go full screen, it's for a good cause. It's because I'm not the star of the show. You guys and the story. You guys are the star of the show. The story is the star of the show. But today, okay, since we're talking about things that are personal and I'm really kind of opening up to you guys, I think it'd be good for you guys to just kind of have a full view of everything. So yeah. So so for a while I will not be recording in this space. I'll be recording elsewhere. Maybe I have a spare microphone. I hope it still works. I'll just pack it up, and I hope that the guys at the customs at the airport in Nigeria don't take it from me. So I'm just going to see if I can get away with bringing it into the country, because I need a good microphone. If if you can't see me or if the audio is horrible, at least the audio should be good. Intergalactic Wrangler Gardening says, I just don't have the words yet. It's fine. I don't either. I don't either. The only way that I could, that I can talk is to let you guys know the story. So I have happened. There are things that have happened. I can tell you about that. But guys, I do value you guys very much. There are a bunch of you who have been consistent. You've watched the show every single day I'm live. Gardening, you've always shown up. Intergalactic Wrangler, you've always shown up. There are a bunch of others who come back to watch, but they don't chat. I don't know who you are. I don't know, your names, but thank you for showing up every single day when we go live, because we've been having a consistent view count at a certain level. It's not hundreds of views, but it's significant, and I'm grateful that you guys have taken the time to spend this time watching my content. Okay, so we're going to be stopping. I was hoping to make the live stream 30 minutes. I told my wife I'm going to be there for 20 or 30 minutes. I just wanted to do the first story and then break the news to you guys and run away. But I couldn't do that. So thank you guys for being so supportive. Knowing that I will be able to create content for you, even from Nigeria, I'll be honest, will make this easier. It'll make this easier. So just know that I'm looking forward to being able to do that. I'm looking forward to being able to speak with you guys and give you guys updates on what's going on. And hopefully, we still maintain the momentum that the channel has been gaining. Okay. So thank you, Gardening, for wishing me the best with everything. Thank you so much for the prayers. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So I hope you're not going anywhere. Okay. I hope you're not going anywhere. I hope you will tolerate the shenanigans that, streaming and creating content from Nigeria creates. But I'm looking forward to serving you even all the way, even from Africa. All right, guys, I have to do a hard stop. I will be here like always. Thank you so much, Gardening, for that. So tomorrow we're going to be back. If anything changes, I will let you guys know. But the show must go on. So tomorrow I'm going to be back. Maybe if there's an update on departure and so on, I'm going to let you guys know. So that we kind of figure out what that 2 days of travel will look like. I don't want to lose this momentum. I want to continue to connect with you and to serve you. So I'm going to do my best to just keep you guys updated on where we are. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you so much for the support and the kind words and the prayers. We'll see tomorrow. I keep praying for you guys. I pray for you guys every day, and thank you for your prayers, and thank you for your time coming out to watch the content and to engage. All right, until tomorrow, because I'll be back tomorrow same time, unless something changes. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.